Hey guys, welcome back to the Code Study Nook. This is lesson number 1. In this introduction to Java video, we're going to go over what OOP, other known as object-oriented programming, means. So Java is an object-oriented programming language, which basically just means that before you even tell the computer what to do, you are going to have to organize the data and then later create a command for the computer. So if you guys look here, this is a new program that I just created. This green stuff is just extra stuff that we honestly don't need. So let me actually just delete all of this. So this is going to be the basics of how your program should look if you have an IDE open. I'm not going to show you how to install an IDE because I had a really hard time, but you can find free Java compilers to practice on. So JDoodle is great. JDoodle has the same exact format that I have here, public class main. And then if you look here, you can just practice running your code. All of this is, you can erase all of this, erase even this. Actually, leave it there for now. Just empty this out and you can go ahead and practice exactly what I'm practicing in your computer. So going back to object-oriented programming, I just want to show you guys in essence what we have to do when we're coding Java. So with an object-oriented programming language like Java, you're still going to tell the computer what to do. You are going to start, however, by organizing the data, and then you're going to create commands and have the data interact with certain things that are already engraved in the program. A very simple example, you first have to declare the data. Let's say I wanted to add the fruits that I have in my pantry. So let's say I have apples and I have 10 apples and I have 5 oranges. So 10 plus 5 is 15, right? When I press over here, this is gonna run my code. When I press the play button to run my code, is going to give me an error. And that is because I need to be very specific with the computer as to what I want to do. The computer does not understand regular English, even if we type it through an IDE like this. So this box that's called apples. So integer apples, and then we're gonna store inside of that box or that variable, we're gonna store the value. So we wanted to add 10 plus 5, right? But we couldn't just do that on the computer. So we're creating the apples box, integer apples equals 10. The other fruit that we had was oranges. We want to add 10 plus 5 to see how many fruits we have. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna name it oranges, and then inside of the box we're gonna store the value that you have, which is 5. If you do it like this, I guess it can work, but it's always better to just have everything running down. Don't worry too much about the specifics. I just want to show you guys what object-oriented in essence is. So now that we have the value of oranges and apples, we have it stored in the computer. Now we're able to interact with it. So the way that we add 10 plus 5, we use this statement, system.out, that print line. And this is what's going to allow us to show here, down here in the console, exactly what it is that we're printing. So system.out, that print line, we add, instead of doing 10 plus 5, okay, we would actually just do the name of apples and the name of oranges. So we do apples, and if you notice when I wrote apples, this right here started lighting up, apples. You see how it's lighting up here and it's lighting up here. That is because it's actually pulling whatever is the value inside of this box called apples. So apples, and then you use the plus sign, and then you write oranges. Now, mind you, if you write oranges and you misspell it like oranges, so notice here that I have the word oranges and it's showing up in red. That is because oranges is not it's not oranges. So you have to be very specific and make sure that whatever is the name of this box over here is exactly what you type here when you're trying to add the values of everything stored inside of it. So once we do that and then we run the code, we finally get 15. So if you look down here, the console is going to print 15, or the computer is going to add the values for us. Now what's really cool about Java and just object-oriented programming languages is that you're able to use these same values that are stored for other different things. And we'll be diving into that a little bit later on, but essentially that is what OOP means, or just object-oriented programming language. You can't just add the values together. You have to set conditions first and then run the program. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the first lesson. The next lesson is going to be on objects and their classes.